I'm Carol Cohn, and welcome to Purpose 360, the podcast that unlocks the power of purpose to ignite business and social impact. The next series of Purpose 360 episodes were taped in person on site at the One Young World Summit that was held in Montreal this year. For those of you who are not familiar with One Young World, I hope that these conversations will get you very, very excited to follow them online because they are making terrific impact around the globe. At the conference, there were nearly 2,000 Changemakers, and you have to apply to get accepted to this amazing event. And some leaders at the conference say, it's harder to get into this conference than it is to get into Harvard. Wow. The young ambassadors represented 190 countries, and you should think of this like the Olympics for change making. Also in attendance were leaders across the board around the world. Think older individuals like myself who have worked in the field for so many years, helping to make change. I am so excited to interview a world-renowned. Are you a medalist too?
Yeah, gold medalist.
Gold medalist. Oh, he didn't bring his medal though. Tendai. And he's known as the Beast. He's an amazing rugby player. So welcome to the show, Tendai.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
And Tendai, give us your full name and also where you're from and why are you attending the One Young World Summit?
Yeah, so my name is Tendai Mtawarira, aka The Beast, and I'm from Durban, South Africa, and I'm here at the One Young World Summit in Montreal as a counselor to inspire the youthful delegation that's presented.
And how many years have you been doing this?
It's my third year now.
And I bet it gets better and better every year.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Oh, that's exciting. So let's just talk a little bit about your career because we just, rugby was hot at the Olympics, the Paris Olympics, and you were there. So how was it for you?
No, it was amazing, incredible to witness, rugby being showcased on a global stage. Yes, we do play rugby internationally, but, a platform like the Olympics, that's where the entire world is watching. So, the rugby matches that we saw, they were a spectacle. So I think we got actually a new group of, rugby fans and followers across the world purely because of that. So I think rugby is going to grow in leaps and bounds going forward, even in the women's side as well, women's rugby. So it's really exciting for the sport.
Oh, that looked great. What year and where did you win your gold medal?
So I won my gold medal in Japan with South Africa, and I'm one of the most decorated rugby players of all time. I played for South Africa for 12 years and played the game for an entirety of 15 years. And broke many records in my time. And the gold medal is definitely my most prized possession.
So let's talk about your nicknames. Beast. And so how did you get the nickname? And then let's talk about the foundation that you've created, the Beast Foundation, and why that's such an important part of your soul.
Yes, yeah. So the nickname, The Beast, I've heard that forever. I got that nickname when I was 9 years old in primary school.
Okay.
Because I was a bit of a man-child. I was very aggressive. And my best mate at the time, decided that the name Beast was going to suit my molds. And it stuck with me since that time, obviously through my playing days. And so now, it's become my persona. And obviously the Beast Foundation is an entity that I created when I retired from the game in 2020. Basically did it purely because I want to give back. I want to inspire the next generation. A lot was given to me when I started my journey. A lot of people invested in me. I don't come from much, and I had a lot of people that just believed that I could, be a world champion one day. So they gave me the means to be able to climb up this ladder and get to ultimate success. So I want to do that for the next generation, and invest in them through education and sport and life skills development.
So can you give us a story or two about some of the favorite moments with the Beast Foundation?
Yes. Oh, geez, there's so many. We obviously been growing over the last 4 years. We started the Beast Foundation in 2020. Got an amazing team on the ground that just executing all our programs in an amazing manner. We've got this new program that we started last year. It's called Lead Like a Girl.
So where did Lead Like a Girl come from? Maybe your daughter influenced it a bit, and then what does it do?
Lead Like a Girl was born out of the fact that a lot of young girls that come from marginalized communities, especially in South Africa and Africa as a whole, don't get the support they need, and some of them end up not attending school.
Okay.
And then they're vulnerable to gender-based violence, domestic violence, early childhood marriage, low income. So we decided that we want to change this narrative. So fortunately, through our partner based in Geneva, they called Elysium Family Office. They decided to invest in this project and join hands with us. And we obviously we designed it and exactly to see obviously what we wanted to actually do with these young women. So we target teenage girls at the age of 13, and we give them this 360-degree scholarship, which covers their schooling support, and they have ongoing mentorship, and then they go on leadership camps. And we invite profound female leaders across the continent, like Professor Tuli Madonsela, to come and inspire them. So it's a life-changing opportunity, and we want to obviously build an alumni of young women that will change the world one day.
Oh, that's fantastic. I assume you bring in sponsors.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got sponsors listening on this call. We've got corporate brands, things like that. What do you want to share with them about why they should partner with the Beast Foundation?
Yes, it'll be incredible, if we could get some more new partners because the work we're doing on the ground is significant, and obviously our dream is quite big. We want to impact the whole of Africa. It's a lot of scale. So we're a Pan-African organization, and we focus on youth across the entire continent. So we obviously want to do it in stages. But, the work we're doing around the education space has been quite significant, and we would love to have new partners. And you can go to our foundation website, thebeastfoundation.org, to see firsthand the projects that we're involved in, and partner with us. Come alongside, and together, we can make a huge difference and be the change that we want to see.
So let's give a shout out to your current partners, because I know that you're very special, and they have made a decision to partner with you. So what are some of their names?
Yes, yeah. So we have partnered with the Elysium Family Office that I mentioned that are based in Geneva. They've been tremendous. They've really helped us to get to where we are today. And other partners like Aspen Pharmacare, which is big internationally. Great. We work with a South African contingent, and they've been very helpful to us. And also the Oppenheimer Foundation invested in us on the education pillar. We've also worked with other partners. Imbizo, you won't know them, but obviously based in South Africa. Imbizo Foundation, some of our pipeline partners that help us to activate our projects on the ground. So, we want new partners. We definitely have more space and more room. So, come and join hands with us.
So, are you giving any advice to the young people here at the summit? Do you have some breakouts where you're talking to young people, and what's the conversation like?
Yes, yeah, no, I definitely have the mentorship sessions, and yeah, I've done a couple of them, so it's always quite fascinating because the delegates they bring a lot of questions, and they're not trying to catch you off, but some of the questions, they're quite interesting, and it's awesome that they're very inquisitive. They want to ask if they don't understand something, and it's always talking about obviously for my foundation work is talking about the work that I do with UNICEF, and also, how am I using my platform, to create change. Yeah, so it's all those sort of line of questioning, and obviously the rugby part as well. There's an interest in the gold medal stories, how I got there, and so forth. So it's always quite interesting, to interact with the young delegates.
So, are there one or two things that you learned from rugby and being a gold medalist rugby champion on a team? So, one or two things that you share with young people that will help them advance their change making endeavors?
I always, encourage the young people to firstly dream big.
Dream big.
Dream big, because you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. And I always kind of tell them that it's almost like the parable of the seed. You gotta start with that seed and plant it in the ground, and then you water it every day.
Okay.
With hard work, with discipline, professionalism, and that seed is going to start to grow, and then one day it will eventually become a big tree. And so you gotta be able to do the time, you gotta have the patience, and you gotta stick to to that commitment, and over time you obviously realize your wildest dreams. And for me, that's always my message. And also, like, coming from difficult circumstances, you can be discouraged, that I can only go so far because my parents don't have the means to send me to whatever, to school and so forth. But you can rise above difficult circumstances and be able to propel and achieve greater things.
So, was there one barrier that really stuck out when you were playing rugby, and then when you talk to young people, you say, tell them your story, but then help them to advance?
Yeah, so obviously, for me, my parents, I come from very humble beginnings. My parents were only able to do so much, so there were a lot of financial constraints. So the finances were probably one of the things that kind of tried to limit me from pursuing, especially the game of rugby, because it's quite expensive to own the rugby kit, to purchase the rugby kit. So I had to, almost rely on third parties.
Really?
And unfortunately, at the age of 16 or 17, I got a scholarship that changed my life because of my talent. I got a scholarship to a big private school, and it was there, where, my journey to the next level began, because I had all the facilities that I needed. So financial constraints were such a big, difficult thing, but because of the people that invested in me and gave me the opportunity, I was able to move past that.
In terms of young people listening to this, and this podcast is heard all over the globe, and some of our best listenership are young people, do you have a few, 2 or 3 suggestions to them as they pursue their change-making dreams?
Yeah, so my message is simple, be the change that you want to see. You have to work hard at your passions, every single day, and because sometimes, as I alluded to early on, that, if you look at the world's problems, if you look at, some of those issues that we're facing, it's easy to get discouraged, but you got to stick to your guns, and you got to work on your passion every day. And eventually, you'll be able to get to a stage where you have a platform and impact change, So you gotta, trust the process,
Trust the process. Great.
Yeah, there's people alongside you that will help you, and that's why we have all these summits. We have organizations like One Young World. That's what they want to do. They want to come alongside and walk the journey with young people, and and help you achieve your wildest dreams. So you just got to start by doing that. Do the work first, and eventually, your change that you seek will come to fruition.
Now, how about for people in the C-suite, what's your advice to the adults who are looking at young people today and go, wow, they really want to change the world, but I want my company to engage with young people?
Yeah, I think my advice to the adults is, be willing to work with young people, be willing to invest in them, because without that, they won't be able to, propel to the next level, the next stage. As adults, we need to be able to say to ourselves, make a conscious decision that we want to invest and be intentional about it. Don't wait. There's many avenues to partner with young people. And I think One Young World has got a big fundraising program that they run. And proof is in the pudding. For every $1 that's given to One Young World, there's in turn $16 of social values that is added. So there's a lot of many ways that you can impact and make a difference, and also affording your time. It's not just financially, affording your time, spending time with these young people, mentoring them, advising them, and just, being a fountain of knowledge and wisdom, to guide them. So there's so many ways of how, adults and businesses and private and public sector can impact the youth.
So I hate to end this, but I know you've got lots of other interviews, but I always like to give the last word to my guest. So it's over to you.
Thank you. No, I really enjoyed this interview. And for me, it's always about, partnering and working with people like yourselves to raise awareness, because it's so important to address some of these issues that we're faced with, today globally. We can only do that through collaboration. So by you amplifying my voice out there and the work that I'm doing is something that I don't take for granted. So thank you. And to the people out there listening, please do reach out to us, check out the work that I'm doing, with my foundation, thebeastfoundation.org, and then we'd love to partner with you and work together and create a much better world.
Thank you. And I'd like to just say to our listeners that it may be called the Beast Foundation, but this is a man that's got the biggest heart, and he just wants to have the great impact he had on the field, on the pitch, right? Was it a pitch?
Yeah, it's a pitch.
It's a pitch. Got that right. Okay. And that on young people in all of Africa, join with him. He's amazing, and I know that he will deliver. He is authentic and sincere and the biggest heart in the world. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
This podcast was brought to you by some amazing people, and I'd love to thank them. Ann Hundertmark and Kristen Kenny at Carol Cone on Purpose, Pete Wright and Andy Nelson, our crack production team at True Story FM, and you, our listener. Please rate and rank us, because we really want to be as high as possible as one of the top business podcasts available, so that we can continue exploring together the importance and the activation of authentic purpose. Thanks so much for listening.